Join me as I take on the challenge of conquering stress and overwhelm in my life, and I'll share my journey to finding balance along the way. Stress and overwhelm are topics that are really close to my heart, and I think that's because I've experienced them firsthand in a major way. Like many of you, I've been in that place where it feels like everything is just too much, and you're not sure how you're going to make it through. For me, stress and overwhelm manifested in a lot of different ways. There were days when I would wake up feeling like I was already behind, like I was running on a treadmill and getting nowhere fast. Simple tasks like making a cup of coffee or checking my email felt like climbing Mount Everest. And on top of that, I was dealing with anxiety that would keep me up at night, making it impossible for me to get a good night's sleep. When I looked at my daily routine, I realized that I was taking on way too much and not giving myself any time to relax or recharge. I was constantly saying yes to commitments and responsibilities, without stopping to think about whether or not I really had the bandwidth to take them on. And as a result, I was feeling drained, exhausted, and completely burnt out. The worst part was, I felt like I was losing myself in the process. I wasn't enjoying the things that I used to love, and I wasn't spending quality time with the people who mattered most to me. I was just going through the motions, trying to survive each day without any sense of purpose or fulfillment. I knew that I needed to make a change, so I started exploring different methods and strategies to manage my stress and overwhelm. I tried meditation and deep breathing exercises, which really helped me to calm my mind and focus on the present moment. I also started setting boundaries with others, learning to say no to commitments that didn't align with my values or priorities. I also started prioritizing self-care, making time for activities that brought me joy and relaxation, like reading, taking long baths, and practicing yoga. And I made a conscious effort to disconnect from technology, avoiding social media and email before bedtime, and taking breaks throughout the day to stretch and move my body. But even with all of these strategies in place, I still struggled to find balance and consistency. I would have good days where I felt productive and focused, but then I would have bad days where I felt stuck and overwhelmed. And it wasn't until I had a major wake-up call that I realized what was missing from my approach. The pivotal moment for me was when I realized that I was trying to tackle my stress and overwhelm on my own without seeking support from others. I was trying to be the strong one, the one who could handle everything without any help. But the truth was, I was struggling, and I needed to admit that I needed help. I started talking to friends and family members about how I was feeling, and I was surprised by how much support and encouragement I received. I realized that I didn't have to do it all alone and that it was okay to ask for help. And that realization changed everything for me. As I look back on my journey, I realized that conquering stress and overwhelm isn't about achieving some kind of mythical work-life balance. It's about being intentional with your time and energy, and making choices that align with your values and priorities. It's about being kind to yourself, and recognizing that you're not alone in your struggles. Thanks for joining me on this journey, everyone. If you've struggled with stress and overwhelm, I'd love to hear about your experiences in the comments below. And if you're interested in learning more about managing stress and finding balance, be sure to check out my video on mindfulness and self-care.